Alright, welcome back to Dank Scott Traders Hub. Apologies for the delay, but we're now back, and we are going to do as usual. We are just let me see, about 6 minutes late. Let's now get into it. As usual, we start with a prayer, so pray with us, and then we get into the analysis as usual. So let's pray. Father, we give you praise. Thank you for this beautiful morning. Thank you for you've woken us up when we are still alive, Lord. And we are now into this analysis session. Thank you that we are here. Thank you that we are going to analyze the charts together, Lord. Thank you that we are going to you're going to provide us with good insights that we can take advantage of to make today's money, Lord. We say thank you for yesterday's profits, and we also say thank you in advance for today's profits. We say thank you, Lord. We give you praise, Lord. We love you. In Jesus' name we've prayed. Amen. So, we are now, as usual, you know the drill. We start with crush 500. We start with crush 500 as usual. And now let's get into it. Let's get into it. So yesterday we were looking for this kind of a breakout, and then we at least retest right up there and then come back with sales. But out of nowhere, it got enough momentum to break out and actually continue with sales. So as we speak currently, we can't say that we are looking for buys, but rather now we see a break of structure on daily, a confirmed break of structure on daily time frame, and even on the weekly time frame. So right now I want to delete everything right here so that I can have a clear view on weekly time frame. Even this, we are not market makers or market movers, so we just follow, and you've clearly seen that come around. So this is the weekly currently, so that is a break of structure on the weekly time frame. But that is a block of structure in the weekly time frame, so it tells us that we are still selling. According to H4, we are still selling. But daily we're supposed to be looking for buys, and the weekly time frame is supposed to be looking for buys. So H4, I think, is what is still holding us to enter buys. So as we wait for H4 to get oversold right about here, this, we have no business with it. We have no business with this asset. So for now, I can't do anything. I don't want to waste my time on it. I'm just going to leave it. Because clearly, if you see it on a lower time frame like M15, that is a break of structure. Now it's going to look for a lower high, then come again for a lower low. So it's to be praying like that. So I don't want to trade such a market. Let me go to boom 1000. Let's go to boom 1000. So boom 1000, yesterday we were looking for this, then buy. So it happened from this very level, from this order block. The buy started this kind of a buy move. It was very slow. I couldn't enter it. In fact, at a certain point, I thought it was going to fake us according to M15 and give us this kind of a sell, so I couldn't enter the buy. I couldn't enter that kind of a buy. And then what we saw is price continued. It did not reach the order block, but it reached that fair value gap level down below there. We had already seen that it reached back to that level, and then market started to sell, just like you see according to H1 right there. But looking at CCI, we are oversold, meaning buys should be starting from here. Why should we be anticipating buys? I don't see a reason why. Because all this now is confirmed for a sell. It's confirmed for a sell. I'm not sure why I'm seeing prices trying to show us buys, but now all I know is price is going to continue with sells. Let's now delete right here these. I want to delete this right here, and what else? Now I want to bring my current trend lines, and I see what we have right here. So that's something that we can take advantage of right there according to H1. So we know price is going to likely react to this and then go back up. But if you're clearly looking at H4, you know that this is where we saw a break of structure, and that's the reason why we were looking for sales to reach here first. Sales to reach here from that angle there, to reach here first. So are we going to see that? Let's wait and see. We have no idea right now. We can't say it's gonna happen now, or wait, this should be here. I believe so. That should be there. According to H4, that should be there. So if I go to H1, it should be like that. Low, high, then low, high, like that. So now that we are oversold, according to H1, what are we going to do? Let's go to M15. M15 still looks for sales. Why? Because we saw this kind of a structure, meaning we are in a downtrend according to M15. But remember, M15 normally follows what H4 has. So H4 is looking for sales, even though the structure is still not giving us, even though the structure is currently in an uptrend, we haven't got a downtrend confirmation. But looking at CCI gives us an early signal of a downtrend right about there. So it means it still follows with M15, yeah, like that, right about there. So for now, no business. This is a support level, and currently seen to be a strong support level according to H1. So we can't do anything. Price is likely to do this kind of a pullback. Why do that? Because this is where we saw a change of character according to H1 and M15 right about there. So it's likely to come around that level, and then we come in again to do this. So if we see something like that, you know that we have an entry. Why? Because it is still selling according to M15. According to H1, yeah, it has just started. It doesn't mean it is now ready to give us a reversal, so it's still selling. But now it can't just break like that. It's likely to react a little bit up, probably to this fair value gap, you never know, and then come for the breakout of this support to reach probably this trend line, if it is going to respect it. Yeah, that is what I may say on this asset. This is what I'm seeing. Yeah, so for now, let's now get into Boom 500. Enough of this. This was never respected. We can delete it. And go to, all right, so Okay. Yeah, sure. So now we can go to boom 500. Boom 500. So with boom 500, yesterday, okay, let's go for 2015. Yesterday we were looking for sales. When we reach here, we were looking for some kind of a sell to reach back here. So I first gave the entry for the sale to the VIP guys. Where? Okay, I think it is on the other account. Yeah, but I remember giving a sell. Let me see. This I think it was around here or here. So it was here. We sold when I saw this. It was when I saw this. So we sold. Then I hope guys had already. I asked them if they had already done what. If they had already sent in. Broke even, because I wasn't online. So mine were taken out, but this was a sale. Then it took us out, came back to touch that other level yesterday, that other order block. This is according to M15. If I can drag this on this side, so touch that, and then that was supposed to be our other sell. Yeah, although it didn't reach the TP, but the second TP, but it had reached the first TP, which was that order block right about there. So this was supposed to be our other entry that I failed to do due to some engagement I was already in by that time, so I couldn't. So that is how we missed everything right here. So we can delete all that, and then now look at what happened later. So after reacting to that order block, price came with enough momentum to break this resistance level on M15. Yeah, it was broken. So if we go to here to H1, we saw a break of structure. That would be a break of structure, so delete that. This is a break of structure right about there. So it came and gave us a low, and now a high, low, high. Now it is failing to give us a new high. Yeah, it is failing to give us a new high, so delete this right about there. Let's look at what we have. This is H1. H1 is overbought. H4 is still looking for buys, and clearly this is now where you know we should be entering. This is clear entry for us. Why? This price has reacted back to the breaker block. This is where we saw price break structure to give us a new lower low right here, and now it has returned to the breaker block, that level where it broke structure. And remember, it is not yet oversold, meaning it's still coming for that. Now according to H1, if you look on H1, we are now overbought, meaning buys should come in. Sales should come in. We are overbought. Now if I go to M15, clearly you look at that and you clearly see that we are looking for sales. But can we enter now? Yes, if you have a big account, you can enter now, because price on H1 is below a 10 MA. It is even below a 10 MA on M15. So let's see our current H4. Our current H4 is a sell candle. Our current H4 is a sell candle. Our previous H4 did not close with a rejection, so we may wait for another H4 to start, and then we come in later once the new H4 starts. So but if this closes and engulfs the previous candle, engulfs that H4 candle, you know that we will be in sales. We will be in sales. We will not be going all the way back up there. So it means if you enter, your stop loss can even be right there and you'll be safe, because you know if this candle closes below this last candle's tail, then you know that a week, then you know that you'll be ready to enter your sales to take you all the way down below here. So remember, our anticipation was priced to first reach here before it goes up, back up there. So it did not reach, so it went back up there. So what we need now is price to come for this. This is the current anticipation. We need price to come for this. Yeah, that's what we need. So for now, no business. Let's wait for this H4 candle to close. Let's wait for this H4 candle to close. Perfect. Now let's rush to V25S. V25S. Just a minute. All right, so V25S. So where did we stop at? Where did we stop at yesterday? So we wanted a pullback yesterday for that kind of a good entry of sell. We couldn't get that. I don't know. Whenever I'm looking for some perfect entry, I end up missing a good trade. So that was a sell that we missed yesterday, but we already knew it was coming. So apologies, guys. I wish I had entered and put a limit order right there. That would have been very good for us. Yeah, but we missed that, and it was so good. It was a good trade. It was a good trade, like a 1 to 5, really. Yeah, it was a good one. So we missed it. Now where we are, price came back to that support level. I want to delete this. Yeah, I want to delete that. We can delete this and that and that, and then let's go to H4. Price has reacted back to that support, and we are overbought right about there. What does that tell us? That means we need to look for sales, but then H1 is already giving us a reversal signal. First delete that. It's giving us a reversal signal right on that support, right there. So that is a reversal signal. It's not yet confirmed, but you can see it. That is a double top, being a double bottom right about there. Those who studied chart patterns, you know what I'm meaning. Yeah, so that is a double bottom. All we need is a pullback, and this one is one that we cannot miss to make an entry. I have to leave this one on, so it's likely to come either for this fair value gap it left all the way back here, and then it comes again for the sell, and then it comes again for the sell, then it comes again for the sell. Then let me see, M15. Yes, it's what is happening. So all we need is a pullback on M15, and then we are in for our sell. If you want, you can enter and put your stop loss. When it makes that pullback, you enter the second time. And I think since I don't want to lose on any other trade, I should make my entry like that. So I'm locking in my buy. Yeah, and I'll put my TP right there, and I will wait for the pullback. I will wait for the pullback when it happens to make another entry, to make another buy entry. So for now, my trade is locked in. My stop loss, I'm going to put it a bit below. I'm going to put it just below this candle right here. Yeah, this engulfing candle. I'm going to just put it right there and wait for this kind of a buy. So for now, that is it. So that's it. So what is going to happen next is we're coming in for V75. Okay, V75. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. Someone is on me a lot. I need to reply them. That's why I'm on and off. So V75. So yesterday, what happened? We wanted this pullback, of which it never happened. Why? Okay, we had that as our change of character, so this was not that of a big deal to be a pullback. But yeah, after giving us that, it gave us this kind of a pullback. Yeah, that is where we are supposed to enter from. Yeah, why did we not enter from there? Let me see. I was still waiting for this kind. I was still hoping for this, so I couldn't. So that means it didn't follow my strategy, and I couldn't risk. But yet it gave us that kind of a pullback as our higher low, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Now it's looking for a new higher high. It's going up for a new higher high. Are we going to see it, or we are going to first see a pullback? Because currently, if you look at H1, we are overbought. We are overbought right about there. So if I go to H4, we've reached that order block, given a fake breakout, and gone to that previous OB. In fact, now I can delete this. Yeah, I've gone to that previous OB. And what else? Go to daily time frame. Daily time frame. We are oversold, meaning we need buys. So this is our change of character on H4. And yeah, we are not yet ready to retest on H4, but H1 we are ready to sell. Are we ready to sell on M15? Not really. So we are still going to be consolidating. So all I can say is we are seeing consolidation today. But remember, the general trend is a buy currently. We are looking for buys. That's the general trend. That's the general trend. That's the general trend. So right here, we know that it's going to continue like in this level, and then before we know it, it will be breaking, giving us this kind of a move. Yeah, so of course right here on M15 you see a fair value gap in premium zone right about there. So this could be our selling zone right here, as price probably reaches that fair value gap, and we can come in with a sell. And we go to M5. Yes, exactly. So M5, it's going to play around and reach that level, and then we come in with a sell. Right. All right. So yeah, I can wait for this. I can wait for this. I can wait for this. Yeah, I think I can wait for that on M5 for that kind of sell. That kind of a sell. It will be a scalping one, but it can easily continue all the way down below. The reason why we can only go for this as our first tip is because we have this confluence area, and I can actually draw it on MH1. It can easily come to that confluence area and then first go back up again. So that's why your first tip should be here, not exceeding that level. So let's wait for this on M5. When price reaches there, I'll be entering, and I can even enter and don't put a stop loss. Yeah, this is one of those that you can decide not to put a stop loss. So for now, I wait for that kind of a confirmation on M5. J50, we made money yesterday. and I want to congratulate those that made it on the VIP signals. I shared that signal yesterday on J50. So let's look at it. We wanted buys to reach there. Let me see, was it this? So once price broke out, of course I was still waiting for a pullback here. It didn't come, but then immediately price broke out, and I quickly told my guys on VIP, we can't afford to wait for a pullback, because most of the times on flags, breakout on flags may not give you a retest. So we immediately entered and took our profits. Of course, that was our TP level there, and it hit our TP and we moved out. That's how we made that money yesterday on jump 50. So now all this can now go. All this can now go. Delete. So now let's go to H1. So this was not respected. This was not respected. This, however, sort of is being respected, I believe. Alright, so let's see what is happening. So clearly we have our resistance up here. We have our resistance up there. Let's go to H4. Now that becomes weird. That becomes weird. We have that. We wanted price to now come here, grab liquidity on this order block, and then get back up there. And this move is already in play according to daily time frame. If I go to H4, yes, it is in play still. So the sell is on. The sell is on. Sell is on. Daily time frame hasn't reached that level yet. This is our range. These are our ranges on daily time frame, this and that right there. So price goes here, gets there, comes down, gets up. So it hasn't reached up yet. This is where we have our break of structure right about there. So price is expected to be coming actually here, not all the way to this order block. That is too far. So if I go to H4, I need price to come to this order block right about there, and then I come in with buys. I come in with buys. So if I go to H1, I'm currently oversold, but I know price is still selling. H1 is still selling, and it is currently showing us that it is oversold. It has been giving us highs and lows. So this is a previous break of structure on H1, and currently it has faced a support level, meaning we can anticipate a pullback and then a breakout to break this, or continuation with weird momentum it gets. We know how these things happen. We are not market movers or market makers. We follow what the market gives us. So it can easily push out and continue with this kind of a sell. It can easily push out and continue with this kind of sell. Remember, when it reaches to this level, our focus will now shift to buys, not sells. When it reaches to this H4, yeah, we have two levels. This is this one here, which is according to daily, and this one, which is according to H4. But what we've seen on daily time frame is we have our limits. Price goes up, comes down. These are our two limits. But remember, according to daily time frame, this kind of a channel, it's supposed to be pushing us into sales, giving us a continuation of sales all the way from there, giving us a continuation of sales right there. Now it can easily do that from here, but it's still looking for buys, so it means it's coming here and then looks for the buy to get overbought, and then we can come in with sales later. I hope we are now on the same level, and then we can come in with sales to continue with the weekly time frame. So now let's go back to H1 and look at that. So on M15 we have a break of structure right about there, but then it is oversold, so we need a reversal signal for us to enter this kind of short pullback on H1. Is it going to give us that? We have to wait it on M5. All right, that's it for J50. Let's now run to J25. We have about 13 minutes. J25. Right, so J25. What happened yesterday? I knew this was happening. We didn't buy. I was supposed to enter buys here, but I fear J25. If price is still below my 10 MA, I tend not to enter most of the time. So that is one of those that happened. So I couldn't enter, and I even missed this when it broke out. This would have been my entry right there, but I missed it. But yeah, it went back to that level. Was it an ideal level for us to okay, so this changes everything now. Right about there, that changes that, and this comes right about here. So all this is weird. I don't want to use it. I want to delete these right here, right there. Delete all that. Delete this now. Delete that right there. Go to H4. What is that? That is a resistance level, but it's not that ideal. We can delete it. Now according to H4, we are in an uptrend. And price has just reacted all the way back to the breaker block right about there. That is a breaker block, and looking at that, this is a fair value gap that we see right there. Price has just reacted to it. So what does that tell us? That tells us that buys should be coming in. Yeah, in as much as we are seeing that we are overbought here, CCI is showing us we are overbought, price action tells us different. So delete this, delete these. I don't need them now. All I need is to see price action currently. So pull back here as our higher low right here. So why is it still showing us sells? Let's go to daily. Daily has reached a retracement level according to CCI. So what is that going to do with us? Let's see. All right, support here. Yeah, I believe we should be looking for buys. Yeah, we should be looking for buys. H4 sells, H1 sells. We should be looking for buys according to price action. According to price action, we should be looking for buys. Just something is still not clear here. Go to weekly, we need sells. Weekly says sells. Why? Alright, so something like this, when I find something hard to understand, and some kind of data trying to be, oh, all right, okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This right here is what I'm talking about. So that clearly is our valid order block on M15, and this right here was our change of character right there. And so price has decided to come all the way back to where this buy momentum started from. So on this level, I'm anticipating buys, but I can't be certain for the buys. Why? Because H1 and H4, they are still strong on sells. So I need to see a reaction. If we see a reaction on this order block, know that we are coming in with some good long-term buys, exactly the same length, even more from this angle, from this level right about there, same right there. So we only have to wait for a reaction on this order block. Once we have that kind of a reaction to give us a reversal kind of probably on M5, know that sells, buys will be strong to take us for some good time. So that's it for this asset. I want to leave it here because I'll be waiting for any reaction that pushes me into buys, and I'll take that as an advantage. My stop loss will be all the way down below here. So that's it. That's it on J25. Let's head over to J10. All right, J10, what happened? We've been waiting for this kind of a pullback for so long. We wanted it here, it broke structure, continued, reached that resistance level. You even tried to grab liquidity right about there, you can see it. But now, I think we are about to get into sells anytime from now. Yeah, I think today may set up the sell in motion. I think today, so I want to delete all this. I want to delete all that. So I think today may set up the sell in motion. First delete all these, we don't need them. Delete even this. Yeah, go to H4. First delete all these. We know that we need buys when we get all the way back here, but for now we need to focus on when is the sell starting. That is what we want to focus on. So for now, go to H4, and yeah, we saw that. So one can say it reacted to that OB right there, or that breaker broke, because that was a break of structure right about there. That was a break of structure. Pull back, continue to sell. Now we have a reversal, and we are looking at buys, low, high, highs and lows, and now we need a reversal right here. But the only challenge that we are still seeing is price hasn't reached the overbought level, and that is some good indication of you waiting to enter your sells. So we can scalp it, of course, as usual. Yesterday we had a good scalp, but I couldn't enter it because it had given me this. It had given me that. I was supposed to enter immediately, but I missed it, so I waited for a retest. It failed. Then it gave us this kind of a pull, and of course, remember, I was looking for sales, so I was unable to enter buys. Yeah. So now all we need is to understand what a lower time frame is giving us. So M15 is saying buys, H1 is saying sells, M30 sells. So let's see. So that's what we see. That's what we see on this asset. On J10, we see that. We are seeing that. So how do we make sense of it? This is a fair value gap here. So if I go to H1, this is my low high. So M15, it's trying to react to this. It's trying to react to this discount zone right about there, and it has already reacted to it. So we are likely to see buys start from here according to M15, and definitely this will be your TP right about there. Right about there, that will be a TP going all the way back there. So do we have an entry? I think we do. For the buy. I think we do. It's gonna be a short buy. It may take a while. Wait a minute, there's some rejection on up there. So you can wait for just a breakout. Then you enter your buys. But from what we have here, I think we are going to be seeing buys. But for now, I can't tell you to enter because I see some rejection M15 right there coming in from the upward. So I can't enter now because of that kind of rejection. I have to wait and see what happens. So, but if I see any breakout, I'll be entering to push price all the way up there. All right, that is on J10. Lastly is gonna be gold. Let's work on gold and we call it a day. Let's work on gold. So gold. So we had a change of character yesterday, right about there. No. That was not yesterday. That was the other day. That was on Wednesday. So Wednesday we had that change of character. Then we continued. We never got any retest to confirm the sales. So continued selling, and then now I think the pullback I wanted yesterday did not happen still, because we wanted those sales to be confirmed. And we know, yes, it is selling, but there's gonna be a time when it will have to come and confirm or retest where this kind of momentum started from, and that will be none other than that fair value gap or that order block, or this order block right here, because that's where the momentum of these sales started from. So all I can do now is have it right there on the order block. Yeah, have it right there on the order block. Anytime from now, we'll be getting a signal for that kind of a buy to push all the way back to that order block or the fair value gap, and then we come in strongly with the sells. And I believe we are about to see those buys according to what I see on H4. So don't be surprised if you see buys today. Yes, the day started as a sell. The day started with sells, but don't be surprised if you end up seeing buys today. So I see we are almost reaching that retracement level on CCI. So all we need will be the confirmed reversal, probably on M15 or H1, and we come in with our buy entries. But until then, no business with gold. No business with gold. It's still selling strongly. So until you have a reversal signal on H1 and M15 or M15, don't really look for buys or sells, because it's still selling, but it's reaching a level where we anticipate a retracement. It is reaching the level where we anticipate a retracement, and this is one of those levels. So until then, no business. Let's now get into the recap, and we call it a day. So we started with crush 500. We say this is a no-go, no business. Don't waste your time. It has first of all, it has low momentum. Second of it is we have a break of structure on the daily time frame, and of course even on the weekly. So no business with this asset. Yeah, you can see how short these candlesticks are. This we wanted a pullback, then we can enter sales because we know it's going to continue selling, but it seems that it's not going to be doing that from what we are seeing currently. Yeah, according to M30, M15, we are seeing sales are continuing. So I don't know. I don't normally love entering these trades, but if you get one, it can give you some good money, because from here to here it's some good money according to H1. This is boom 1000. Yeah, this is boom 1000. So it's not giving me what I want, and I don't want to force a trade, even though I know we are in a downtrend. It can spike and take me out. Or if I'm to enter this, that means I can enter now and don't put a stop loss and wait for a spike. If it comes, then I enter again, but it's going to be a mess. Yeah, but we know it's going to sell. It's going to sell to reach this level. So that is one way you can do that. You can enter a sell now, and then when it spikes, you can enter like with a 0.2. When it spikes, you enter with a 0.5, and then wait for your profits to come through. Yeah, but I'm not going to put a stop loss for this, and I'll put my TP just about here. Yeah, just about here, just about there. All right, so that is a boom 1000, and probably a limit order. If it comes around here, that could be another limit order if it spikes, to look for that. All right, boom 500. This one, it's one of those that we can actually focus on, because it's likely it's going to give us a sell entry. Yeah, it's likely going to give us a sell entry, and a new H4 has started, and clearly you can see what we had said, that if price breaks that previous green candle, crosses, and when it has broken it, it will be a confirmation of entering sales immediately. But it did not. Rather, it actually spiked and went back, and currently we can see the current candle is actually now trying to push for sales. But still, if price doesn't close close out on this previous candle still, it's still not good for us to make an entry. We may still keep seeing some consolidation right here, so we need to understand that. We need to understand that. So this is a level that we need to see price break for us to actually engage in sales, for actually try to engage in sales. One may say this looks to be a heads and shoulder. It's not clearly confirmed. It's not one I can actually embrace and take, but yeah, one may say that it can fall into the categories of heads and shoulder, but I don't want to push it. It's not in one of those that I can take, so I can't use it to get into sales apparently. But we all know that the structure on M30, M15, H1, we need sales, that's for sure. Even prices above is below 10 MA on H1, but it's still far off from H4. Yeah, and we all know that this was a pullback. This was a pullback to that breaker block. Now, if I'm entering according to my structure, how I normally enter, I always look for the second candle, and that becomes my entry. Yeah, but now since I know that I need to enter sales, and this was I'll look for, this was creation of a lower high, I can easily enter on H4. Yeah, why do I have to wait? This is going to be an entry according to H4. Yeah, and I'll put my stop loss right there. Let me see how much will I be risking. Be risking that, yeah, $20, and I'll be looking for my profit right about there. So a 1 to 3, perfect 1 to 3 is okay for me. I can take that because I know price is not going to come back there. Yes, it's not yet confirmed because I needed price to break this, but according to what I see on H1, price is likely not to go all the way back there because of this level. This is a breaker block according to H4. So this entry is according to H4. So if you are on VIP, you should be entering also this sell. Yeah. V25s, we entered a buy. Yeah, and I told you we will wait for any kind of a pullback. We make another entry because it's gonna go into buys. Without a doubt, we are going to be making this money today of V25s. We hope that the momentum will not be lagging to take the whole day to give us some profits. Yeah, but this market has to move all the way up there. V75, wow, we have a breakout in just a few minutes. We have gotten a breakout. Yeah, we have gotten a breakout, and we all know that it's gonna come here. This is our TP level. In fact, it may even exceed here, because let's see, let's now follow what it was giving us here clearly, and then we see that will be a pennant. So if that's a pennant, that means price is gonna come all the way down here. This is going to be our TP. This is going to be our TP right there. So it's coming here. Can we enter? Not really. I can't enter that, but I know it's gonna reverse from where we are. According to M5, it's likely to give us that. If it does, then you have another entry for you to take advantage of and come in with a sell. But for me, I have no business now with it. I have to wait. J50, what happened? We have a breakout, so it has decided to continue with a breakout, and now it's gonna reach our TP level, then we can start to anticipate some buy pullback, some buy momentum to come all the way back here. So for now, we chill. We can't force any sales. It will be a short one, and at least you can miss out on this trade. Leave it. Let's wait for the buys to come in play. All right, so the buy is on. Price has touched that order block on J25. The buy is on. This is what I was looking for, and I can't wait. Let me just use, I'm going to use 0.1. J25 is a killer. You need to know that it's a killer. So in fact I should have used 0.05. Okay, so I'll be looking for my first TP right there. That is what I'll be looking for. Yeah, I've locked in my buys on J25. If you are on VIP and you have an account that can trade J25, then you can use your smallest lot size, which is 0.01, or you use 0.02 and enter this for the buys, but make sure you have your stop loss set. Yeah, because this is J25, you don't want to mess up with trading without a stop loss. All right, so my stop loss is locked in right about here. Let me see, what am I gaining? Yeah, almost 1 to 3. Yeah, actually it's a 1 to 3. Yeah, clean 1 to 3. All right, J10. Lastly is J10. It has reached that fair value gap. We know we want this kind of a move, but we can't just enter it. We need to wait for M5 to work around. Actually, even M1 can give us an entry from what I'm seeing on this asset. Yeah, from what I'm seeing in this asset. So we just wait a little bit. We just wait for this candle to close probably, and then we can wait and see what confirmation we have on M1. But we are still seeing break of structure on M1, so it's still a no-go for us for the buys. All right, lastly is gold. Yeah, we want it to reach this order block, and then we can start to anticipate some buys. But of course, I told you, you can't enter any buys until you have a reversal signal on M15. Yeah, once you see a reversal signal on M15 or M5, then you can enter your buys to push all the way up there. So today we are going to be buying. It's gonna be, we are likely to engage in those buys. We are likely to engage in those buys, but I want it to first touch this order block. I can't enter until it touches that order block. Yeah. All right, that's it for today. Let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading. See you tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is a Saturday, so that will be Monday. See you on Monday at same time, 10:30 to 11:30. And I think by Monday my throat will be very okay. I'll be in a clear mood, of course, and I'll be better than how I am now to bring it, to bring the sessions alive. All right, see you guys. I think we can do a BTC analysis today at 1 p.m. still. Have a good day. Bye-bye.